now about to enter the what we call stump the congressman stage of the town hall, and somebody here probably will. But I record this simply if you ask a question I can't answer. I have a record of it so I can get back to you with whatever it is that I didn't know the answer to. So, whoever has the first question or comment. You're not wearing your shirt tonight.
I am.
Huh?
I'm not wearing. Yeah. You're
No,
right.
he has a flag shirt that I liked, and he gave me one, and I wear it on occasion at 4th of July parade and stuff like that. So I'm used to seeing him in his patriotic shirt, kind of like that gentleman's right there.
My question is.
Tell everybody. I know who you are, but tell everybody.
I'm Harlon Bounds. I'm with the Ellis County Tea Party, and I'm from Oak Leaf. My question is on ICLEI, which is ICLEI. Are you familiar with that?
No.
Agenda 21, Project 60.
No.
Okay.
You're asking me if I'm familiar with it, and I'm saying I'm not.
Okay.
But I'm sure you are.
It's a UN-sanctioned program that we are signed into, and it's coming to our communities today, right now, in many cities. ICLEI. It's International Council for Local Environmental Initiatives.
Okay.
So I guess my next question is, have you stood up against it?
Well, I don't know about it.
Well,
so.
we need to talk. It needs to stop, and it needs to stop now. It is a UN-sanctioned deal and needs to stop.
What is it? Tell me more than that.
It is...
Arlington is heavy into it right now.
Right. It's Sustainable Development Program, and I'll give you that.
Okay.
And we've got, they are, any of y'all familiar with it? Michael,
Man,
we
it's
talked
terrible
about it.
when the very first question.
I've heard about it, but I haven't seen any documentation on it.
Just tell us what
It started in 1990.
Actually started earlier than that.
H.W. Bush signed us into it. It's actually 87, I believe. H.J. Resolution or Res 394.
Let's just stipulate that if it's a UN environmental program, I'm skeptical. And let me study it, though. I'm not going to...
I'm totally against it. I'm not skeptical.
I have an obligation to actually study things before I make unequivocal statements. So.
We need to evacuate that building in New York and get him out of our country.
Yeah, that's right.
Put him down as undecided on... That's a good first question. Yes, sir.
Mr. Barton, I'd like to first introduce my 81-year-old mother, Mickey Margetis, and I would like to tell you absolutely positively that you did absolutely nothing for us.
Well, tell me who you are and where you're from.
We're from Midlothian, Texas.
Okay.
We've never been treated so rudely, unprofessional.
Tell me your name. I know your mother.
John Margetis.
Okay.
We had a fraudulent $1 million judgment placed against my 81-year-old mother and I. We've been terrorized in Midlothian. By the grace of God, 6 years of fighting. They've offered us a settlement, but my goal...
Who is they?
I can't tell you specifically who. I can tell you who the players were. Some judges here in Ellis County. I can tell you.
This is a private lawsuit.
This is a private lawsuit.
Okay. Is there a federal issue involved?
There's a federal issue involved.
What's the federal issue?
Civil rights violation of an 81-year-old lady.
And who alleges that?
Who alleges us? We allege it.
And so you brought the lawsuit?
No. We had a fraudulent $1 million judgment put against us. Okay? We came to your office in Washington, D.C. Your chief of staff then, Ron, promised us he would get back to us. Okay? 2 years later, he never called us. We called the senator's office, a very kind senator here in Texas.
First of all, if it's a private lawsuit, unless there is a general principal cause of action, most congressional offices, other than making sure that general procedural fairness is met, are not going to get involved in something like that.
I understand that, and that was true at the senator's office, but you know what? The senator's office was polite, courteous, and helped us. Your office was discourteous, rude. They asked me never to come.
Respect, I don't believe that, sir.
Well, I'm just telling you, I went into your Arlington office, and they asked us never to come back. We'll never
I
beckon the
have
front
been in
door.
Congress 27 years, and the absolute justifiable or provable instances of anybody on my staff being rude to a constituent are non-existent.
Well, I can tell you firsthand we are, and it is our goal, we posted on YouTube, and it is our goal to make sure you're not reelected. If
Well,
you allow
that's your right
if
as
you
a-
allow your staff to treat human beings like that, especially terrorizing an 81-year-old lady in Midlothian, Texas.
There's no way my former chief of staff, Ron Wright, terrorized your
I didn't
mother.
say he was polite, it's your new chief of staff was rude.
Since we do not have a sergeant at arms here.
Well, he has the right-
Well, now,
look,
wait just a minute.
yes,
This
thank you.
gentleman is bringing up something that's personal. This is an open forum for.
Well, but he has the right to do that. I mean, I can't say I'm gonna have a town hall meeting and then only take friendly questions
Well, it's not a matter of friendly. I just feel like this guy's got a personal gripe, but if that's something that's bothering him, okay. But there's hundreds of us in here that want to move on and talk about things that involve our whole
You'll have your
nation.
chance, you'll have your
That's
chance.
important to him.
It's important to everybody in Ellis County or in Texas
I
and the
want to
United
hear
States.
it.
Now, the other thing that I want to bring out to your attention is mothers and fathers are sending their sons and daughters overseas at the risk of their life. This 81-year-old lady and myself have been terrorized in the United States of America in Midlothian, Texas. And you're not you specifically, but your staff slammed their door on us. Your people in Arlington, the senator told me to go to your office over there. We get in there and they were rude and told us not to ever come back. I don't ever want to come back in your office.
I mean, if you want to have a meeting with my staff or perhaps myself to go into specific detail, I think he's right.
Okay,
I'm very
when can we
willing to
schedule
do
that meeting?
that.
Let's do it.
I'm
What day?
certainly willing to give you a chance, but
What day, sir?
I don't want these folks to think that I condone rudeness on behalf of my staff with anybody. And while Mr. Wright is no longer with me and my current chief of staff is standing right up here, you don't stay in Congress very long if you're rude to people that you represent.
My point exactly,
We
so
may
we had
have
that conversation.
a personal disagreement about what happened, but we're polite to everybody,
Okay.
including protesters who come into my office.
So, sir, my question then to you is real simple. What date and time can we have a private meeting with you and my mother and I? Day, time,
We
name?
will get with Linda Gillespie, who's my scheduler, and subject to my schedule, we'll try to get that done in the next month or so.
Okay.
Okay.
We would greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, sir.